What up, family? How y'all doing out there? Hey, listen, I'm with my man Ola.
What's good, Iz?
What's up, baby?
Chillin'.
I'm your boy Iz. We got a beautiful topic, man.
Yes, indeed.
Our topic tonight, and I hope y'all enjoy it, which I think y'all really will, is going to be, when do you say goodbye to your relationship?
Yes.
Like, when is it time? A lot of these relationships that we be in there because, one, couple of things, we're going to hit it, but we're going to hit a couple of things before that, but a couple of reasons. Think about it, right? Think about it, Ola. You've been in a relationship that you know you should have got out 3-4 years ago, 2 months ago?
Yeah. Hey, hold on. Before we get started, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe.
Man,
okay?
check us out, man.
Keep them open. Keep them moving.
And listen, for y'all that have been supporting us, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. You have really blessed our day, and
Much
I'm so
appreciated.
glad y'all have really enjoyed it. And I hope that we continue to grow and be better. And if y'all think we're sliding to the side and we ain't coming back to the right, hey man, y'all give us a call, man, or just comment, and we'll take everything into good strides, man.
Absolutely.
We love y'all.
Absolutely.
And so I was gonna say this is because a lot of times we be in relationships, and those relationships we know we should have been out of them, but because one, we either in love or we feel we're in love, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Number two, we've been in that relationship for so long, we really don't even know how to get out that relationship.
True.
Right? We stick in it hoping that other person's going to change,
Mm-hmm.
either be the male, be the female, whatever the case is, or whatever your situation is,
Yeah.
right? And we think it's going to prosper, but we only continue to,
Stay in hope.
man, stay in
Yeah,
hope.
yeah.
And then guess what? I'm going to tell you, to the brother that sent me a comment, this brother gave me some juice. He was like, look, I was in a relationship for 16 years before I finally let go. And I thought that's tough. But I hit him with a comment, brother. I look forward to hearing your response. But this is what I'll say to you that's the topic for the night, man. But my man Olab got a topic. Let's see what y'all think, man.
Hey, so
We doing current events right now.
tell me, hey, you heard about this Keke Palmer situation? Have you heard about it?
I've been hearing a little bit about it.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Keke Palmer, I'm not sure who her significant other is,
All right.
But I guess there was the Essence Awards, and Keke Palmer goes out. Keke Palmer has, is kind of known for dressing her type of way. She has her own style.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, right? So her significant other, also new father. They got a child together, and she goes out to this event, and her attire is very showy, right? I'll say that.
Yeah.
And so Usher, he kind of serenades her a little bit,
Big up to the man. Big up to Usher. Big up to Usher taking advantage of that with me. God, dog, Usher, come on, baby. Where you at?
Showed her some love, and your man feels a certain kind of way about it.
Okay.
And I'm not going to knock him for feeling a certain kind of way. You can feel however you feel.
All right.
But what he did was he took it to social media to resolve how he felt about it. He put their situation out there on social media and to express that, hey, look, there's a mother, yada, yada. I'm not going to get in all the details because there's so much that he's gotten into.
All right.
But what do you think about that? Like, how do you feel about a situation like that?
Man, listen, first of all, this is, my thing is this. Now I'm a true believer in this. I just don't believe you should be letting the world know how you feeling.
Absolutely.
Like, the world don't even know what you feeling unless you create a solution to something, right?
Right.
But if you out there complaining about how your wife is looking and this man serenading.
Well, let me correct you. It's not wife.
It's girlfriend.
This isn't my correction, but this is the correction of many, which is that they're not married, but they are together.
All right.
Now, to me, I don't know how much variance that has on what you're about to get into.
Yeah.
But I just want to make sure that it's known that they're not married. But
All right, so I'm
Go
going to say
ahead.
this to you fellas, women, however you want to look at it, whatever. If you got somebody you're in a relationship with that's showing you those signs before marriage, man, it is time to go. Because that person is not going to help you or care about your feelings. Because to be very honest with you, me as a man, my woman ain't walking out. And now check this out. Let me say this. It's a different light though. We got to take into account, right?
yeah.
Keke Palmer, right? Keke Palmer has built a reputation based on certain things.
Yeah.
So if you get in a relationship with that, you got to already understood.
True
So
that.
so to the brother, you dead wrong for expressing your feelings.
Yeah.
Because you knew what you laid in bed with. Now,
That's a good
if
point.
you got in a relationship with a woman and she didn't show those signs, but now she acting a fool because she got you,
Right.
then that's different,
Yeah,
right?
true.
Now, I'm gonna say this to you, man. We ain't gonna focus on Kiki and him too much, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
But I'm gonna say this, man. Have y'all looked at what Kiki Palmer looked like? Like, I ain't the best looking person in the world,
Let me
but
see
I'm.
what Kiki.
Yeah, man, pull her up real quick because, and we look, man, we while he doing it, man, y'all Google and see what Kiki Palmer looks like, man. Nothing against her. I ain't gonna say that. Just check her out. All right, so let me see here. All right,
That's Kiki.
all right, that's Kiki. All right, so this is what I'm gonna say. Makeup does justice. The camera does great. But I've seen some pictures of Kiki, man, that I honestly gotta say, black does crack. Listen, man.
Well, you gonna get some fire over that one.
Man, listen. Black does crack. Listen, you can only be so beautiful, so vibrant for so long.
Kiki is a very attractive,
Very beautiful,
woman.
very beautiful
Yeah.
woman, very beautiful woman. Don't
Very.
disagree with you.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say this. If this is the life at 29, because I think she's 29,
She's
right?
29. Yeah.
If this is the life she wants to live at 29 and she holds on to it, think about it, right? Who's really going to take her serious when she's 40?
Okay. I see
Most,
where
most
you're
people
going.
are not, man, because
Now
it's very difficult.
Let's dive deeper.
All right, talk
This
to
is
me.
from the male's perspective.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah.
Of course, you're gonna get the women there to come in and be like, nah, she's doing what she do. Like
no beef, ladies.
Black women, and more power to that. However, the male perspective is not the same as a woman's perspective, and that's what a man is speaking to. Is the male perspective is significantly different than how a woman looks at Kiki Palmer now and Kiki Palmer at 40 years old.
Yeah.
Their perspective is going to be vastly different. Whereas, the whole woman empowerment is going to, root for her even at 40, even at 50, the same way that they do at 29. But men aren't looking at those women the same way
No.
at that age.
No, and I think to his point, I honestly believe the whole issue is it's not really Kiki Palmer per se.
Yeah.
It's the fact, get in relationships when you're not going to represent the relationship right.
Yeah.
So but if it's a business, so check this out once again, I'm going to say this to you ladies, men, right? If I'm in a relationship with someone that's, makes their money off their looks and their actions, you ain't got no problem with me, but you'll never get a comment from me. So one thing I would say is, brothers, don't get in a relationship with a woman that, she not the fullest or the wholesome, and you get in a relationship, now you trying to change her. Do not try to change that woman.
True.
Let her, if you love her and you really want to be with her for the right reasons. Don't be deployed or what's the word for it? Misled by the way she dressed and stuff. That's just outer appearance, man. It doesn't even matter. If she come home to you, that's what's important, right?
True that.
If this woman is promising you that this and that, it's a different conversation.
And I'm gonna end with this one, and then we're gonna dive into
Yeah,
our
definitely,
topic.
definitely.
I will say, be aware of what you're getting into, to your best ability. If you know, to your point, if you know that this person that you're with represents this and this is their character, to come back a year, 2 years, 10 years down the road and be upset about the person that you met from day one, that's just a reflection of your poor judgment.
Yeah.
At the same time, to your point again, if they're revealing something that you've never seen before, this is like new Kiki 2023.
New, right? Then
Now we got a different thing on
got
hand.
it. But I'm gonna finish with this, right? I know
Yeah.
you say you're gonna finish, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna finish real quick. All right, is this? I will say this. No harms to Kiki, big love. But I will say to the brother, this is what our society has created with men. Men have become insecure with themselves to the point where they need to voice it out to the society and to the world of their feelings, right? Now, I do understand this, and our topic is getting ready to dive into this, right? And I'm glad we hit on this, is as men, one is our struggle has always been, we don't know, we hold all of our stuff in not knowing who to express it to, right? Because we don't know. We don't even realize that's what men are able to do because we've been told, do not cry, do not do this, do not that, and man, I'm tired of it, right? Because men need the freedom to express themselves. Now, that's important, right? But this is what I will say, men, stop being emotional to the point where the world has to see. Because if you were to put it, let's put it like this. Check it out. If a woman and a man, right? Think about it, Ola.
Yeah.
If you didn't know the name, if there was no name, no face, and he tweeted what he tweeted, and a woman tweeted what she tweeted, would you know the difference?
No, absolutely not.
My point.
Yeah.
If the world would not know the difference in what you express, stop expressing it. Men, talk to your best friend, talk to your brother, talk to your father, get
Address
advice.
it with your woman.
Man, just sit with your woman and say, baby, I'm not feeling that. Let's work on that, right? Let's have that conversation.
Yeah.
But brother, come on. You know better. Let's go. Let's change
Let's
something.
go.
I'm
Let's
tired
go.
of talking about it, man. All right.
So as you know, you introduce us. We're talking about when is the right time to leave the relationship. I think this is a great topic because this deals with so many different relationships, not solely a relationship between man and woman, between your brother, but also I want to bring in your work environment, your work relationships, because these are also equally as important.
Yeah.
I always feel that your work relationship is a representation somewhat of your home relationship. Because think about it, right?
Talk to me now.
Your average occupation is, let's say, 8+ hours a day. Right?
Okay.
You spend 8+ hours a day at your job,
Okay.
and you're working with said person. Even if it's not one direct person, you're working with different people. That, in and of itself, is a relationship.
Okay.
Right? You're establishing a relationship that you report to every single day, 5 days out of the week, and then you got your weekends, right?
Okay.
And then in the morning you say hello to whoever, in the evening you say hello to whoever, which is a very small block. So you do establish a very strong relationship
I agree.
with your work, right?
Okay.
At the same time, to the topic, when is it time to actually leave that relationship? To me, is when you feel as though your, I would say, dignity of self has been compromised or is going to be compromised, or you feel like your self-worth in that relationship is not being valued the way that it should be. Because what happens is, to your point of your man said, or the person that made the comment about 16 years before they say goodbye, you can also be in that work relationship where you're in there day to day and you're like, you know what, I hate this job. Like, I'm not being valued for what I'm doing. I'm getting paid less than whoever. I'm not getting paid much at all.
Okay.
And I just gotta hope that things will just change. And 16 years have gone by where you could have grown in so many different ways, but you've been stuck in this one position and someone else is winning while you're losing.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you rock with it, but I just want to put that,
Nah, well put. But I'm definitely totally agree and disagree with you.
Okay.
All right, check this out. And once again, I appreciate the comment, because if y'all comment, man, I want to shout y'all, show love. That's why we're doing this. To who you are, the world doesn't need to know, but I appreciate you. Is this, through those 16 years, or how many years, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, it's all about learning.
Yeah.
It's all about growing. It's all about coming to it. It took you 16 years or 10, 15 years to finally get to a point here where you learned so much that you had the level that because you took this, you took that through these years, right? You took it, right?
Okay.
And then you finally came to a point and say, now it's time for me to take mine.
But what if through those 16 years you were steadily hitting this wall?
Okay,
but I want to hitting this wall.
but I want to. Yeah, you're gonna do that. I doubt most of us do it for 16 years because we don't know what happened within those 16 years.
Okay.
Like for most of y'all don't know. I was, incarcerated for 13 years, right? A lot of people don't know, but I was, and I didn't just sit there for 13.
True.
And not just grow. There was a lot of time. Most people say he did 13. They don't know what experiences that happened. They don't know the elevation. They don't know the growth. They don't know the ups and downs that I went through to become the man that I am to now to talk to y'all, right? Don't know.
Yeah.
But it was not just me sitting there like, doom, doom, doom. You know what I mean?
True.
Like,
okay,
so, but to your point, this I'm gonna say, I used to agree that, your work lifestyle is a reflection of your home lifestyle.
Well, no, I want to clarify. Not
Right.
work. It's somewhat of a representation in that it's a relationship that you have.
It's a relationship, but there's levels. It's like different levels of love, right? If
Exactly.
you got eros love, you have filial love, you
Yep.
have there's different, agape love. There's
Yep.
different levels of love, right? So
Right.
there's different levels of relationships.
True.
The one thing that I will say though is, like, and I got a friend of mine, mutual friend of ours, and it's like, at work, stellar, goes home, forgets, right? We all do,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
when you get home, you take that tie off,
Right.
you're like, oh shit, I'm home now,
Right,
man.
right.
Hey, listen, man, stop talking. Now you could be like, bitch, please. Nah, don't just say.
Don't do that.
I don't do that. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But nah, you be like, you feel more comfortable to say things, right? Because at work, I think the difference is, you know, and like you said, you're at work, you're not being treated right, you're not being treated. And I was talking to another mutual associate of ours today, and he was talking about our job because me and him work together. And he was saying, "How do you feel?" I said, "I don't feel no type of way." This is why. You have a choice to stay and endure what you're going through, and while you're during while you're going through it, guess what? To put a mindset that says, you know what, this ain't personal. I'm here to get that check so I can take care of so I can have this lifestyle that I have, right?
Okay.
Or elevate, or I'm gonna find ways to elevate within this company. Or number two, leave and do your own thing. It goes back to everything we talking about. Go back, and I want you to take over. Hold on. Yeah. Is this? It's the same thing. If you don't like your work environment, don't be afraid to leave, right? What does it matter? Because it's so many opportunities. Leave, right? You know, it's the same thing. Go ahead.
So I feel, you know, I put out there that, you know, when your dignity has been compromised, when your values not feeling valued, things like that. And someone may be like, well, how do you know when that has actually happened? How do you know when that time has actually come? Again, to our point, like, when is it actually time? I feel, and, you know, I'm going to bring in outlets. I feel like having outlets is also very key when it comes to these relationships, whether it be, you know, between, you know, you and someone else, or you and your work, is to have healthy outlets. And by those healthy outlets, I mean having someone that you actually trust that is going to tell you the truth about not only what you're experiencing, but what you're actually doing or not doing, and being able to have that level of trust to get another ear into, you know, what may be the best for you. I remember in high school, there was like relationships, you know, like, you know, we call them relationships, but we in high school, so, you know, it's a relationship. And I remember girls, you know, girls being like, oh, he did this, oh, girl, leave him, you need to leave him, type of thing. That same energy trickles into today. But my thing is, I've never been one to push someone to leave someone. However, I feel like if you feel like you've compromised yourself, you've compromised who you are as a person, that is the time to actually.
But give an example. Give an example. When you say compromise yourself, right? Even your dignity. When you say these things, right? Because these are all personal perspectives, right? True. Like a lot of people don't know they're crossing the line to affect your dignity or your character, right? Like how many people do you really like in your relationship? Now I get it. Like he should know or she should know, right? But if people don't know what your values and your beliefs are, if they don't know what that line of dignity that you have, right? You know, they might just be doing what they do with everyone else. True. But here they meet you and it's a little bit more different, right? You're more tapped in it. Like, give an example of what you're talking about, man.
So one, to your question or to your point, when do you actually know? Part of that takes your communication, your ability to communicate, because I agree. There's a lot of situations I've been in myself where I'm just expecting the other person to kind of know that I'm this way and these are my, you know, and so a lot of that does play into why I may stay in a little bit longer, because I'm like, I didn't really communicate to this person where I stand, what my standards are, and this person's acting this way and I don't like it, but I'm already 5 years in, 10 years in, and I'm like, well, what difference does it make now? So that's another factor. But I don't want to get too far off. As far as examples, I can think of relationships where I've been in where we're rocking, everything seems cool, but I may have communicated a standard, something that I set for myself, and that person has overstepped over that. And I've communicated it multiple times, as clear as I feel has been clear, and that person is going to be whoever that person is going to be, right?
All right, so go ahead.
I can already see the wheels spinning.
My wheels are spinning like, are they going to be who they are? But go ahead, I'm listening.
You're going to have to come back to me, because I don't want to put out too much.
No, I want you to go. I'm not going to lose it. I got the thought.
Let me see. So I can think of one relationship in particular where we were hanging out. Everyone's kind of, vibing or what have you. And for me, in a relationship, being able to, when we're out in public, and this is almost like a Keke Palmer situation as well, where I feel like when we're out in public, we represent us. We both represent one another. And if that, to me, is compromised, to me, I feel some kind of way about that. If we're out in public and a homie makes a joke or something like that, right? And you're up here laughing at me, and you're my partner, and you're laughing at me. To me, as small as it may seem to some people,
it's not small, brother.
To me, that's huge.
That's huge because you shouldn't even be like, I'm who you're with.
Exactly.
It's not
right?
small. Don't undermine it. It's
right. And so when that takes place, that to me keys in and be like, okay, well, what's actually going to change this? Is it going to be me communicating this to this person that I don't like it? And once I did that, and it still continued, I said, look, this is who this person is. They feel comfortable in doing this regardless of how I feel about the situation.
Yeah.
And ultimately, that ended the relationship.
All right, but this is what I want to say to you. Something I want to say to you, right, is this. I have learned this.
Yeah.
Every relationship, positively or negatively, builds who you become.
Oh, absolutely.
So, or tears you down. See, the thing is this. You're gonna be, I believe, you could look at multiple different ways, right? But check it out. I think there's two ways to look at it. If you're a person who is consistently trying to learn themselves and grow,
okay,
every relationship you're in, you will take something from there and grow from it, and something else, and say, I never want that part in my life again.
True.
Like as a woman, like for this one, I don't want that type of woman again.
Right.
I was married. I don't want that type of woman again. I don't want those. But there was parts of her that were honestly amazing about her.
Right, every part of
it.
was
So I'm not going to say she was a terrible woman.
Yeah.
She honestly, I just didn't know how to communicate the way she needed me to. Right.
Right.
So what I'm saying to you is this. We're learning vessels, man, and as we're learning and growing, we're all really finding ourselves.
True.
And if a woman that you cross paths with that you like has never really met a man of your stellar caliber, and never really met, there's a lot of beautiful women that have never been with good men, right? They've only been with bad men because they didn't realize how beautiful they were, right?
Yeah.
There's a bit, so this is what I do look at. I look at also too, if you're the person that's in relationships and every time things go bad, you take it and it beats you down.
Right.
I think what you need to do is just really stop being in relationships and actually get to self-reflect and spend and fall in love with yourself, in a relationship with yourself.
True.
That's the key, because a lot of people get in relationships, right? Now, to go back to our question, when do I feel it is time to say goodbye to a relationship that you're in? No, you know what? I'm going to back up for a second. You said something earlier. You said, when you in this, I'm paraphrasing now, when you said you relay something to somebody and they don't share the same values, right? Kind of what you were saying. Right?
Yeah,
okay,
we can rock with that.
Watch this. You know what I find with a lot of men nowadays, and I feel like we don't stick to those values. See, a woman is going to follow you. Men are going to follow a woman. We're going to follow each other.
Right.
When we don't leave room for bull crap. Like if you're, let's say you got this young lady over here, you've been in a relationship for 3 months, seen nothing but great qualities in her, you've shared with her, you're taking her to church, or you're taking her to whatever, you're taking her family gatherings. It doesn't have to be religious. A lot of people ain't. You don't have to be spiritual. But let's say, for example, you're like, look, I believe in family, children, boom. But her family is crazy, but you never once take the time to build her core relationship with her father and her mother. You don't even take the time.
Okay.
You think that she has the ability to handle that.
Right.
She doesn't.
So you just continue
So you just continue to tell you, look, this is my core values, this is what I want, this is what you're gonna do. Bro, you sound like a speaker at a rock concert.
Right.
This shit is just loud.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
No,
bro, but see what we don't do, and for men, men, we don't stick to what we truly believe, man. And we don't stick to those guidelines. And when our women do certain things or they cross a certain line, we don't address that immediately. And then we don't also have a clause in our mind that says if she does it again, I'm fucking gone. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
But I'm gone, man. Right? We're not that serious about what we believe. So when they disrespect you multiple times, it's because you disrespected yourself by thinking that a woman is disrespectful. Vice versa, women. If you choose a man that you're like, you know what, it feels good to just be loved once. Right. It feels good to have a man in my life. Let me tell you, ladies, and I'm going to share this with you. Man, there are so many men out there in this world who really is just looking for you. Yeah. They really just looking for those women. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like they really are, but because you close yourself off, you know how many women, bro, when I was single, how many women I say, hey, Bro, listen, I was walking by one day, check it out, the other day, matter of fact, what was it, yesterday? No, what's today, Monday?
Yeah.
Bro, listen, it was literally Saturday. Saturday, bro, I'm going by, I had to go and pick up something. These two beautiful women, right now, you know, two beautiful women, just very natural, beautiful women.
True.
I said, man, ladies, you look amazing today. Y'all have a great day. They looked at me like this. I said, ladies, it was only a compliment. I'm not trying to get your number. You know what I'm saying? Like, but who knows their relationship situation?
Right.
But, you know, at the same time, it was like this. Did they have to respond? No. You know what I mean?
True.
Did they have, I'm just saying, like, women, if y'all are single and y'all looking for a good man, don't be so quick to give the you know what I'm saying? Don't be so quick to do that.
Right.
But we as men, honestly, bro, we have to continue to set those standards, right?
So you would say then that your stance on when it's time to leave is when, if you were to put it in layman's terms.
To sum it up?
Yeah.
So I think what you should do, you should write a list down. You should give yourself a time period to give this person an opportunity to grow into that.
Okay.
This is what I believe will work consistently, right? I believe you should give, hypothetically, somebody that has potential. Let's just say somebody has potential, okay? Right? A 2-year focus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so let's say you write a list of the things that you feel are important in your relationship. Not in that person.
Right.
In your relationship is quality time,
Mm-hmm.
good positive conversation, beautiful love making whenever y'all make it, right? You know what I mean? No arguments.
Yeah.
Disputes, fine.
Right.
But no arguments.
Mm-hmm.
No disrespect, no cussing.
Yeah.
If they cuss, they cuss you or to call you anything below your name, you check that off. And if they don't meet certain things within a certain time period, it's okay to say goodbye. Because the reason why I'm saying that is it's like everything else. The successful people win because they have checklists. They have lists of things that they do. They every day they woke up, they do this, and that. The problem, what we do in relationships, we become mediocre. Right? So we want to call ourselves greatness or
Okay.
kings or queens or valuable people, but we want to accept mediocrity in our life.
So what would you say then to the person that says that that's too it's not very dynamic, it's very static?
What would you say?
I would say that that's good, but I mean you did state that just because they didn't meet a certain thing, don't be afraid to say goodbye. I would also say, which things do you have some variance to, or should there be no variance at all?
No, I think there should. It's like everything else, man. I just think if a person doesn't help you grow, right? I mean, I'm giving systematic things. Like when I said that it's a systematic form.
Yeah.
Some people need systematic elements,
To
right?
function well.
To function well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What I'm saying to you is this: if you're with somebody, man, 5 years down the road, and they have done nothing but beat at you and have not helped you grow, have not spoken life into you, have not elevated you, it's okay to take everything you learned from them and say goodbye. Because guess what? If they've not done it, and I'm not saying that 5 years down the road they can't, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like for me, it took me so many bad experiences and messed up situations to finally say enough's enough, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm not looking back, right? So I'm not saying that it can't happen. I'm just simply saying that once you get to a certain point, have a conversation. That person is entitled to a conversation. Listen, I love you. I really think that we can be amazing, but we cannot keep going on like this. What are we going to do now together? I don't need you to hold me down. I don't need you to hold you down. I need us to hold each other down. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
And in that relationship, in that conversation after 5 years or 6 years or 10 years, not no 2 years and you're talking about, I want to get married right now. Not nothing like that.
Right,
It's
right.
It's 2 years, man.
So as you're speaking, the wheels are turning. I think so. If I'm listening carefully, your method of whether or not you stay or go is determinant upon the boundaries that you've set, and if they don't meet those certain type of terms within a certain amount of time, it's okay to walk away.
Everything's okay. Tomorrow's never promised. Think about it. You're at your job 10 years. They don't even give you a promotion. They overlook you every time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, You know how easy it is now that they go on Indeed or LinkedIn and upload your resume, and the next person says to you, man, you've been the person we've been waiting for,
True.
but if you stayed in that company hoping,
Yeah.
right? We talking about hope.
Yeah.
Right? Now, we
Yeah.
talk about faith in the Bible. Faith is the substance of things hoped for with the
Yeah.
evidence of things not seen. Now, that's a different caliber to what we're talking about hope. You're hoping in another man or company to see the value, and when they're comfortable and feel complacent and they feel comfortable, you doing exactly what you do. Right?
That's a good point.
So check it out.
Yeah.
Do you stay in your job, missing all the promotions, getting older, not putting your resume on LinkedIn and all these other websites that are here for you, right? And do you stick there? No, right?
So what would you say? Because I feel you. However, I feel like you can then put yourself in a constant shuffle. You can constantly be shuffling. You can constantly be going. I know a lot of people that have been through, in my career work, many more jobs than I've been to.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could probably name all the places I've been to. I know a lot of people that have been like double, triple that amount,
Mm-hmm.
constantly moving because, this didn't meet their criteria, so they kept moving. To me, I think it's a good thing to leave when you don't feel as if your standards have been met. However, to what end?
Okay, so let me say this real quick.
Okay.
Let me interrupt you. Because I think, and if you're missing this, hopefully you'll listen to this. I think you're missing, maybe I'm not relaying it correctly. The goal is not to go from relation to relation to relationship to relationship, right? The goal is not to go from job to job to job to job. The goal is to go to a position in companies or to a relationship that adds further value.
Gotcha.
So you're not bouncing around from relationship because now you got 50 dudes busting you up. Like, what are we talking about? No, I don't want you, ladies. I don't want you going from relation to relation to relation. No, step back for a minute. Don't just jump into that relationship. And I'm not telling you, my man Kevin Samuels, I know a lot of people don't like my boy, but I'm not telling you to hold out on him because 9 times 10, he's not going to hold out on you. So I'm just saying, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is recognize value before you make the next choice.
Okay.
See, because if you don't learn anything, bro, listen, think about it, Ola. If you don't learn nothing from where you're at, you can't recognize the next blessing.
Well, then I agree with you, but then I think the element that needs to be introduced is the ability to learn from your experiences,
Totally.
which a lot of people do not do.
Do not. That's what I'm saying. Step back, say, okay, you know what?
That's self-reflection.
Self-reflection.
Okay.
I ain't mean to cut you off, bro.
No.
But think about it, bro. Write a list of what you learned. Okay, you know what? If you're in a relationship right now and you questioning should you be in there or not be in there, right? Like, check this out. Write a list of everything you learned, right? If you've learned more than you've not learned, then maybe you should stay. Yeah. Right? I mean, nobody has the answer if you should go or leave.
True,
this
absolutely.
is just conversation on, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you elevating? Right? Are you still making $30,000 a year 10 years later?
Right.
Like, bro, leave that brother, man. That brother ain't doing that brother. Like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's a great point.
Yeah.
That's a great point. And, you do have to be able to measure your growth within any relationship.
Any relationship,
and
bro.
If that measurement is not panning out to be beneficial, yeah, you should cut your losses. And the only reason why I'm pushing back is because I know that there are a lot of situations in which you may not see a lot of the things that you want to come to fruition within a short time frame, but given the amount of time, certain things can. And I've seen this happen before, so it's tough. I mean, because like you said, like the world is very dynamic. It's not as static as we would like for it to be. And so a lot of the situations that we want to have happen a certain kind of way, certain things just don't happen in that time frame. And I hate looking at life that way because for me, I'm like, look, I'm kind of how you echoed. It's like, look, if you didn't meet what you put on this paper, cut it off. But what I realized is that what if I wasn't right about that situation?
I totally agree.
Yeah.
So hold up. I'm just telling you thoughts that I've learned,
absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
But this is the thing.
Yeah.
I was thinking about something that who was it? I think it was Chris Rock said it, man, best. He had a scenario he was talking about, man. So his mom and dad were married 40 years. He was married 16 years or 18 years, something like that, right? And he said, I was involved in my marriage more than they were together.
Okay.
And in 18 years, I was married longer than they were in 40 years. He said, think about it.
They still married? Are they still married?
Him and his wife?
Yeah.
Chris Rock?
Yeah.
Nah. They've been divorced. But I'm saying, like, his mom and dad were married, you know, to the death do them part.
Gotcha.
And so what I'm saying to you is like, man, look, my dad get up, leave the house at 5:30, 6:30, whatever. He don't come home till 8:30 at night. He ain't had no cell phone. He ain't had no phone.
Right.
He didn't know what happened until he got home. There was no communication. He said, now you got cell phones. You spending, babe, what you doing? Text. No, babe, what you doing? Folks, you know, you doing all this. You're like, bro, you spending hours. He said, look, man, if one of the kids died, when the dad come home, he be like, yo, hey, she be like, hey, babe, when the kids died, what, how long ago? 8 hours ago. Damn. I was like, she was funny though. She was funny because it's so true.
Right.
He went up like, damn, 8 hours ago, shit, I was on lunch break. You know,
But at the same time, that unit still stayed intact.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no solution. I
Right.
think the biggest thing, and I'll flip side this, right? Because it's this. Because you go on for days.
Yeah.
I believe what it is this. We quick to just jump from one situation to the next, to the next, to the next, right? The only thing that brings is doesn't bring positivity, man. Like and so, you know, there's a lot of conversation where they talk about, you know, body counts, men and women. I think whatever. I think this is the thing. The more times you give yourself to somebody, you know, the more times you jump in a relationship after relationship. And the thing is, if you're not bringing any value, all you're doing is hurting that next person.
Right.
So,
or you're hurting yourself.
Or you're
as
hurting
well.
yourself. They think vice versa, homie.
Yeah.
So it's, to me, Ola, it's kind of one of those things to where I feel like this. And this is what I've learned when I was married. When did I know it was time to say goodbye? When I realized that emotionally and mentally and spiritually and physically and every other way, all she did was spend her days focusing on tearing me down. Like, it wasn't healthy.
Do you think it was intentional? Or does it matter?
It doesn't matter. I think it does and it doesn't. I think what it is that, you know, she dealt with things that she dealt with.
Okay.
And I think by her dealing with those things, because I was near and dear to her, she needed somebody else to fill that pain, so that void, so she didn't feel it. And so because of that, I say that those are the type of times. Now, if a relationship, do y'all have arguments and things aren't working out, you know, things like that. I think once the person becomes very selfish, though, when they become very selfish and they no longer care about your needs or your concern or how you feel, I think those are times when you should leave. I think you should never stay in a relationship if you're never happy. But I will say this to you, and we can end this in shortly, is this. If you choose to get married and you choose to take that commitment, I think you owe it to yourself, to that other person that you made a vow to before the big man up top, or nobody if you don't believe that. I think, or your kids, I believe what you should do, you owe it to each other to make it work, right? Regardless. Don't be a coward. Don't be weak. Don't go out and cheat. Don't go out and find multiple women. Right. Don't go build all these other things because you know why? It's too tough. Motherfucker, wake up. Life is tough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Life is tough. But if you're not learning and growing with each other, man, I pray something we share with y'all, man. I really do hope, because there's so many ways, and you know, we don't want to spend 6 hours in a conversation per time. Yeah. But I really do hope that we really gave y'all something to really think about. Yeah. We're not doctors or psychiatrists.
Not at all.
My boy got the fresh Nigerian fit on now. Y'all leave a comment. Is my boy looking fly? Hola. Well, you represented for the West Africans, my boy. Yes, but man, close us out.
Hey, great conversation, man. As my man Iz said, hopefully this is touching y'all. I want y'all to leave your comments. Join the conversation, man. We want to hear your thoughts. Definitely, you know, we're gonna rock with y'all. Y'all rock with us. Again, leave them comments, leave the likes. Please subscribe and share these so that you know we could get some outreach to the people.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We love y'all, man.
All right, salute.
Yeah. My man, y'all.
All right.
If you see Kiki, tell her I love her. No hard feelings, all right? All right, y'all. Y'all have a beautiful night.